And it says rolling.
We know how it is.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's start off today with the, since I'm wearing my Planet Stories and Lee Brackett and Among the Leaves tees. Not at all like what I'm wearing. These are snarky sayings and snappy comebacks. So you can go to tinyurl.com/Among the Leaves tees and tell him that we sent you. And while you're telling people that we sent you, go to King Harv's Imperial Coffees and order yourself a February sale coffee. There's some really interesting looking ones this month. And if you order from them and you order the minimum thing, you'll get a free half pound. And the free half pound this month looks interesting. I think I'm going to have to place an order. I'm looking off camera at my husband, so if you're wondering what that was.
It's one of those you will buy.
And today is going to be warm and windy, but it's cold in here. So I don't know where we're at with AC or heat. Send money. Support the blanket fort, please.
Ian will be back momentarily.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ian's still barefaced and embarrassed.
Yeah. It's Tuesday. Now, we have a full peanut gallery today.
We do. We have the Begley clan has invaded.
And how many projects did drunk Ian commit to? None. I don't think.
I don't remember.
Were you drunk Ian this con?
I downed a really nice high horsepower dark beer and was not feeling any pain.
I had 2 hard ciders back to back and then did the art panel, and I was also not feeling any pain. and a great deal more comfortable than I should have been because I was flanked on both sides by what I would call senior artists, and by that I do not mean their age, although it could have applied there too, but people that do some really phenomenal work, and I'm sitting here going, I don't belong. Except I had enough hard cider on board that I was fine.
Well, I'm glad somebody wasn't hurting all weekend.
Oh no, that wasn't all weekend. That was just that evening.
It was an interesting little con. Cedar was also the
Toastmaster,
master of ceremonies, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. I even had lines by the time closing ceremonies came around. What happened is that the our good friend who may or may not be in the comments today was not up to speaking, so he handed off his sheet of this is what you're going to say. And so I was reading his lines during opening ceremonies, and during closed ceremonies, whoever put those together had cued into what Todd was going to do and put my name there instead. So yeah. I had lines.
Yep.
So
Post Maven.
It's plugged. The thing that's plugged in is my phone. Ian's over here exploring the complexity of my current setup.
Which means he's going to blow it up sooner or later. Yeah, well.
He can't really do a whole lot with it.
But do not
hurt it. You wouldn't hurt it because it's expensive and I need it. You can draw on it if you want. I don't care. This is the beauty of digital art. You can undo lines. It's not like ink.
You can also erase things, which is good.
If I do a lot of digital work and then I switch over and I'm drawing on paper, I have caught myself double tapping with 2 fingertips because that's the undo on the digital. Yeah. I have tapped the paper and then gone, wait, that doesn't work here.
So the con was down in Dallas in a
Crown
Plaza, which used to be a nice hotel.
In the 1960s.
Yeah. And honest to God, had the softest beds. They were like friggin' marshmallows.
Yes.
I literally slept better on the floor than I did in the bed.
Yours was soft?
God, yes.
You should have traded. Mine was a friggin' slab of concrete.
I would have been happy with that. The problem was it was... And back in the day, it was in a good section of town. Today, not so good.
No. Woo.
So
let's put it this way: Sanford went to the Waffle House. They weren't opened for customers, and he did not go back.
Yeah, they were only
Sanford
doing
did get a
takeout.
walk- Ooh,
But it was great to see old friends. As usual at a con, you don't get the time you really want to spend with anybody because you're running hither and yon.
that ain't no lie.
Yeah,
Jim, to be fair, all your friends are old.
got it. I accept that. We were pinged so much about having another quarterly dinner that we have scheduled that for April the 18th.
Oh, yeah.
April 18th, folks, put it on your calendar. We'll have the hall from 5 to 9.
5 to 9.
5 to 9. So
Uh,
it'll be potluck. There will be a potluck sign up sheet somewhere.
yeah. So anyway, we'll put the word out various places.
Yes, Kermit, Sanford did just call you old.
Well, to be fair, Kermit isn't really that old. He's just far uglier than any one man married to his wife should be.
Johnny, the issue was that it wasn't really reasonably priced, if you want to talk about reasonable prices. But it did have decent convention space in the hotel.
I do not understand why convention hotels don't have an elevator person on staff for a convention.
By the there were 4 elevators by the end of the weekend. 2 of them were working.
Yeah.
Nominally. And they were so overloaded during checkout time on Sunday that I was really glad to be done with our higher up floor that I couldn't do via stairs with the luggage. And then just running up and down the stairs from con to lobby was fine without the elevators.
Well, I did find where the maintenance elevator was. I was using it.
Smart man. See, this is why Jim is.
I looked and couldn't find it. I went looking.
We only had 2 luggage carts too.
Yeah, only 2 luggage carts. And so it was a relatively small con.
About 200 people.
It was 200. I got handed the attendance numbers at the end. 200 people, 200 attendees roughly, and 70 of those were walk-ins. So it's a small con. It's a rather intimate con. You really can meet everybody. I'm sure I missed connections with someone. Well, I know I did because I had someone came in with a 7-year-old daughter, and I was looking forward to meeting with them. We were going to talk art because little girl is learning how to draw. So he was there briefly, did the art show, and then his daughter was done with all this. So he left again, and I was in panels during that time. So I did miss someone, but it wasn't someone that was there all. Greg says they did have 4 luggage carts, and people nabbed them and hoarded them.
Yeah.
That was
That
not
figures.
surprising.
Sorry to hear that, Bill. Pressburg's going to be there that weekend, so Bill and his lovely lady won't be down.
We will be doing it again, though.
Yeah.
We were just talking about kind of rough scheduling out towards probably the end of July will be the next one. And that's a really loosey-goosey because we have to make sure that we have the venue available.
Our little venue,
It's
which
becoming very popular.
has become very popular,
So
which is good for them.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks for us because
Didn't think a repurposed gas station would come that.
yeah,
it is a fun little venue. It's fairly affordable for the 4-hour selection time that we can get it. And I don't think there's anything else like it close by. So it's getting all the
Not in our parking.
Yeah.
yeah, it's getting all the local people using it.
yes, Bill, we know you have a venue. However, you're
It is a hike. It is a hike up there.
well, you're Texas close by, so you're only 2.5 hours away.
Well, I mean, for me, if I'm going to do a potluck, fixing food and then driving 2.5 hours with it is a little bit more of a challenge.
Well, it's not the 2.5 hours. It's the dead weight you're dragging on in the passenger seat.
You're doing much better with traveling. Sanford was able to go down to FenCon. So it turns out if your blood pressure is really, really low, you have no energy. Funny how that works. So we were adjusting some medications, and he actually has energy, and he's sitting over here looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and making bad jokes, as you can all hear.
I
Yeah.
saved my butt.
Bill, I have seen the kitchen and the venue, and it really would be a great place to do a gathering of
Yeah.
folks. We will have to take you up on that at some point. I'll have to think through timing and stuff on that, because we should do like a training thing.
Well, we were
Go
still
up there.
discussing that
Yep.
and how much Bill needs to charge for it,
Yes,
which is the
we
issue.
want to make sure that Bill gets what he needs.
Yeah.
So, we know you are, though.
What did
If
say?
you didn't harass us, we would worry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
So-
guarantee somebody's getting harassed.
So yeah, the panels were interesting. We had some really good guests at this con. And I got to know all the guests of honor because I had to introduce them.
Yeah.
And I met one, and the science guest of honor came in with his lovely bride, who I know from, she also writes. He doesn't write. He's an engineer, does really interesting things with space propulsion.
Engineer Nuke.
Yes. So he and I had a couple of very brief, very interesting conversations. I would have liked more time. And
Their baby.
but I asked him, I'm like, we're standing in the aisle at the opening ceremonies as people are coming in and stuff. And I'm like, I need to know your life story in 30 seconds or less. And he's like, but it was fun.
We had a first panel I was on was black market on a generation ship.
Yeah.
And I opened by mentioning my father had used the black market to get a rocket launcher through the international airport in Lagos. And boy, that got his attention.
Yeah. Greg says the no shit there I was outstanding. Thank you.
That's the first time I've ever told the African warlord story in public, by the way.
Yeah. Man, that got a bunch of laughs.
It's a good story.
I was
Time to publish.
I was tunnel visioned and couldn't tell.
It's a good story, and it has a great moral.
And it's time to do the illustrated version and publish.
If the
He's ignoring it.
quarterly will be up here in Iowa Park at Sammy's Social Center. We'll get the word
We'll
out
get
to
the
everybody.
information to you. Yeah. We will put out the word now that we officially know what we're doing
Yeah.
and when.
So you know
So
what we're doing? Wait a minute, what?
for the dinner we do for potlucks.
Somebody didn't cue me in on this part.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the smuggling panel was we had a female who is obviously woke who tried to hijack the panel
Boy, Bart shut her down.
because there were only men on the panel. And she didn't think that was right. And
Take it up with the women that did the schedule.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's all
say.
can tell you.
Yeah.
The schedule, the panel was put together by females. So your problem is
Have you ever dealt with the black market? No. Shut up.
that was basically what she got told. And I was in a panel that Brandy was moderating, and I told her before the panel, I said, I'm going to take it in an entirely different direction. And she kind of looked at me. And I talked about military because we're the ones that never got to cons,
Oh, yeah.
but we were always the ones that had books in our back pocket.
Yep.
And she came up to me afterwards and again on Sunday told me, she said, that was really interesting. She had never thought about it from
Yep.
that perspective.
well, I mean,
Most people don't.
yeah. So somebody asked about coming to the potluck without a dish. Yes, absolutely, because we have people that come in from all over the place. You can come in without a dish. You can bring whatever your favorite beverage is in sufficient quantity to share. You can bring cups, spoons, plates. There will be a sign-up sheet, but you do not have to come in with food.
No.
We usually ask for a small contribution to defray the cost of the hall, so Jim doesn't eat it all. But that's it, really. And just come, have fun, hang out. That's what it's about.
Yeah, Ian got stuck with what, 4 woke ones on a panel.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
was fun.
I was moderating a panel, and I had somebody that really wanted to take over the panel, and I was squashing that one. because there was no need for it. And there was no need for somebody to sit there and go through all the intimate details of why life sucked for them.
Yeah.
The point of the panel, and this is what frustrates me, is
Hey, Scooter, Kleenex out in the hall, off with you.
well, the point of the panel, that particular panel, was writing through chaos. So the point of the panel was to try and offer tools, tips, techniques
Yeah.
for when life hits you like a freight train, how do you get back up, dust yourself off, and start writing again?
You just do.
Yeah.
There's a little more complexity to it than that. You have to fill an hour, Ian. You can't just do, because that's what, 30
Suck it up and
seconds?
drive on.
That's the difference between us and them.
But the thing is, I'm like, we're trying to give the audience what they came in for, which is tools and tips and tricks,
Yeah.
not a sob story.
Don't be a wuss.
And that's part of it too, because it really is. But yeah, but as moderator, that's my job,
I
is
know.
to not let the panel get derailed into a non-productive direction, because there's sometimes that a panel derailment is actually productive. So that can be fun.
Not my. No, we ain't going there either. I ended up moderating 5 out of the 6 panels I was on this weekend. Yeah,
Who'd you piss off?
3 guesses.
No point.
Yeah, Tom says, "You're breathing, therefore life sucks. Get a helmet." Yes.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean,
Look the helmet, princess. This gets rougher from here.
I wrote an essay a couple of years back when things were really difficult. And I wrote an essay titled "Banking the Fire." And if you look for that on my Substack, you'll find it. And what the concept there is, that if you know the storm is about to roll over you, you can actually say, okay, I am going to, as you're doing with a campfire, pull clean, dry dirt over your campfire. And in the morning, you can pull that back, add some fuel, and you get your embers back up. So if you take the time to consciously put your creative fire to bed for a season, knowing that you're going through it and you might not be able to, you might still be able to do a little bit every day, but not what you would expect of yourself. Don't beat yourself up over that. Do what you can do, or get through the season, and then take those embers, figure out what fuels your fire, and do that to bring it back up to life again. Because I was going through a point where I was really wondering if I was ever going to be able to write again.
Yeah.
And of course, the answer to that is yes, but it's sometimes you get into that point where you haven't written for so long, you begin to wonder, did I lose it entirely?
Apparently, my muse defaults to tactical advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is fuel for the fire. Keep blowing on those embers with the tactical advice, and eventually the story will start coming out that uses the tactical advice.
No, he's talking about throwing the hand grenade in.
Well, I know that.
Catch.
Yes, RK, it was great to see y'all, and
Yes.
understand that you're having to do a lot of work, and bless you for that. Bless you for not giving up on the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna be rehearsing's big spender.
Thanks.
RK is doing choir.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Alan,
You and Rita,
losing-
have fun.
yeah, losing hand control. I mean, my thing is, what happens if something happens to my eyes?
I've got stuff happening in my eyes. Thank you very much.
Right. And Ian's dealing with that. So there's always going to be life that crops up and keeps you from producing like you think you should be able to.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and there's as I have found through hard experience, there are ways to work through that.
Yeah.
And one of them is not to give up.
Go to a sketch gasoline station at 2 a.m. and hope you get robbed.
Yeah.
Not sure that's a productive writing coping skill.
Oh, writing. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Tiffany says she's getting needles in the eye tomorrow.
Yay! Been there,
Been there,
done
do
that.
that. I
Mhm.
do that every other month.
Been there, done that. It sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, that was, I mean,
Yeah.
for panels for me, I had a very light weekend because I had all the Toastmaster stuff that went along with it. So I was on 3 panels and a 1-hour Meet the Toastmaster.
I just had 3 panels. So was it?
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't mind. I got
Mhm.
some work done and hobnobbed with a lot of people.
No, it was great. I actually had time to I hit the art show. I bought art. I hit the dealer room. I bought books and stuff.
I went to Nando's.
I didn't get to go to Nando's.
And Jesse and John were also in the dealer room, and what I understand, they both did fairly well.
They both did fairly well, and they had a lot of fun talking to each
Yeah.
other, which was great to see. And there is something to be said for the dealer's table where you're just sitting there and you're
Yeah.
able to chew the fat with if you've got a friend that's right there next to you. It's great.
And Jesse got something fairly interesting gifted to him.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Jesse was talking about it in his Substack. I don't know if he put up a picture. I should have taken a
I think
picture of
he
him
did.
with it.
I
Yeah.
think he did.
Okay, good. John Van Stry gave Jesse Barrett a guitar.
Oh,
that
the
John
guitar.
had
Yeah.
built.
It
Yes.
Gobsmacked Jesse something.
Yes. Well, Jesse doesn't play guitar. He's going to have to learn now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have an excuse, does he?
See, there's Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I sat down to try and write a after action report on my blog today, and we've got my brother-in-law and his wife are in town, and I am in the thick of trying to do revisions on a novel that is going to be published at the end of the month. Oh, there's
is-
yeah, he did put
That
up
is
a
definitely
picture.
a guitar.
Yeah.
So I tried to write that, and then it was like, okay, not today. It may be out by the end of
I
the
tried to
week.
do an after action report. It turned into an essay on non-permissive environments.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that. That was good. It was a
It's,
good.
Was not what I was intending to write.
But that's
yeah.
okay. It was a good essay.
Jesse says the amp came in yesterday.
There you go.
You must have ordered it while you were down at,
Absolutely.
Or John just said it.
Jesse Barrett's thing with the Mr. and Mrs. Not Sanford. Ted and Sanford look enough alike that they have repeatedly been mistaken for one another at conventions.
You can put them both on screen.
We could put them both on screen,
Yeah.
but one of them is not paying any attention.
Like hell.
Tiff, I actually refused to get the numbing shot because I was getting more blood interaction from the numbing shot than I did from the actual shot.
First time, get the numbing shot. Just trust me on this one. And it's gonna freak you out when your vision ripples.
Yeah.
So
The first time it freaked me out.
so a
I
good
was just
friend.
sitting there going, swirlies.
Yeah, but this isn't your first time either.
No, I did that the first time. And the doc looked at me like, what?
A good friend made Sanford and Ted buttons. So Sanford wears the one that says not Ted, and Ted wears the one that says not Sanford. So that is what Jesse was talking about there. And I am lucky. The only thing I've ever had done to my eyes is dilation, which is not fun, but not nearly as needly.
The one I hate is when they do the super dilation.
Mm.
When they're taking pictures of the back of my retina again.
Oh,
Every 6 months.
that's no, the super dilation is when they're looking at doing cataract surgery.
Yeah, when they're taking pictures of my retinas.
And it's 2 days before you friggin' eyes start working again.
And it actually hurts going outside once you get super dilated.
Yes.
Your eyes hurt.
Yes. Yeah, the first time I ever had my eyes dilated, I went to the eye appointment. They did not tell me beforehand they were going to dilate my eyes, so I drove myself.
Yeah.
And by the time I come out with my eyes dilated, it is the middle of a snowstorm.
Oh, joy.
So I'm trying to
Oh.
drive myself home in blowing snow with my eyes dilated.
Yeah.
That was painful.
Yeah.
And dangerous. So I am also resistant to most numbing agents.
Well,
Fortunately,
you're a redhead. That's why.
you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I was 10 when we figured that out. But yeah, it's they really need to warn you if they're going to dilate your eyes so you can prepare and have someone with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do
I
not
just drive
show up,
myself.
not show up in mid-July a bright sunny day to get your eyes dilated while riding a motorcycle.
Ow.
Nope.
Oof.
Yeah.
I do not recommend that.
Yeah, okay. Being able to keep still is something that freaks the doctors out. And yes,
Mhm.
Greg, high caliber medical care definitely helps.
Yes, yes, it does. Yeah, it's. I am grateful. I mean, health insurance issues notwithstanding, living in the United States is better health care than you're going to get anyplace else I know of.
Oh yeah.
I mean, sure, you'll pay for it, but you'll at least get it.
Well, it's, like the story I've told about going into that orphanage in the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
70 some odd kids in it.
Yep.
And their entire medical consisted of a half a box of Band-Aids and a bottle with 4 aspirin.
Yeah, and
And our corpsman went stark raving nuts.
how many of the kids were
Good
blind?
comment.
Good chunk of them, I'm willing to bet.
10 or 15%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's one of the things that annoys the crap out of me. One of the leading causes of childhood blindness in third world countries is lack of vitamin A.
Yeah.
So some folks got together and invented a grain,
Yep.
a golden grain, I forget which one it is,
Golden rice.
Yep.
which is enriched with vitamin A.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a whole bunch of scum-sucking Siberian communists decided that it was GMO and nobody needs to eat it.
It is GMO. It is
Of course it's
extremely
GMO.
safe GMO. There are no GMO that are unsafe. It's being tested. Now there's nothing on the market for GMO. Golden rice is perfectly safe. There's a eggplant that's been bred and was on the market for a while that's got some BT
Yeah.
built into the genome to prevent pests from munching down on it. And that's a major food crop in at least one African country was where it was being grown. And they made them so scared of it, they stopped buying it and went back to the crops that fail half the time.
Yeah.
No, the whole thing about the arguments against GMO are very much the same people that had the mindset that told me that we should not give children in third world countries shoes because that's what keeps them from having such a high parasite load that they grow up with stunted brains.
What?
They were like, well, if the more of them die, the less overpopulated the world is. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
That's
For
that's
fuck's
a
sake.
That was an epidemiology professor, and I was not a happy camper.
You've never been out of his arbiter.
Yeah, she and no.
yeah, they won't suicide you in Canada either, quote unquote.
Shit.
I'm sorry, what? The last I saw the statistics was 1 in 37.
Yeah, and they just talked a diabetic who really had no other problems into medically assisted suicide.
Yep.
2 weeks ago.
Just the latest of several.
Yeah, no, it's I have opinions.
Well, Tiff, I'll give you an even better one. The first GMO was a weed that we eat every day, or most people do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's wheat.
Yes.
That was a weed.
Yeah, if you look up Norman Borlaug and what that man did with his wheat breeding program,
Yeah.
And how many people that he's fed, and then he went on to teach India how to fertilize, and when they went from constant famines to actually having an excess of produce,
Yeah.
they're able to feed their people. It's yeah.
Well, it's the same thing with corn.
Mm-hmm.
When the price of corn goes up because you have to quote unquote meet your ethanol requirements. Mexico did not have enough corn,
Mexico's got enough problems as it is right now.
which is a staple in Mexico.
So here's the thing. The whole thing with organic food is not actually safer, and in some cases it's actually more dangerous because it's treated and fertilized with things that are organic but aren't necessarily safe. It is not more nutritious. It has been
It can't be more
well,
nutritious.
it's but
Not
that's the
physically
thing.
possible.
The only thing organic is a marketing thing.
Yeah.
And it sells for up to 200% more than the conventional same product.
Organic is a good way to separate hippies from their weeds.
Yeah.
So people are like, ooh, natural foods, organic foods, these are what's healthy for me. No, you're just paying more for them. That makes you happier because you're paying more for them. Yes, that is absolutely it. Organic farming is using farms that could feed thousands to feed hundreds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Organic food is not even made with real organs.
Thank you, Greg.
I knew that was Greg. I knew it was Greg.
No.
Does anybody know of any non-organic food?
Salt,
Salt is not a food.
table salt.
Table salt is not a
It's
food.
not organic. That's the only thing that's not organic on your table.
And it's not a food. You cannot burn it for calories.
Bill's saying the idiot's trying to say that honey is not organic or is organic.
Okay,
Honey is,
honey is highly processed. Yes,
Yes.
The bees process it.
Yeah.
Very much so.
so even if you get quote unquote raw honey,
Hmm.
it is still processed.
It's bee barf. Trust me, it's
Yeah.
been processed. Been processed on fare thee well.
My dad was a beekeeper. My dad was a beekeeper for about 30 years, and I helped him a lot with the bees. It is not bee poop, it is bee vomit.
Yeah.
Let's be clear here.
And if you want to get organic honey, you need to control 100 square miles and control all the weather, which is friggin' impossible.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I've been ranting about organic food because there's very clearly an agenda that is the whole anti-GMO thing, the anti-glyphosate, the pro-organic. There is an agenda there, and it's basically let the poor starve.
Yeah. Well, the Amish
Hmm.
in, was it Pennsylvania or Ohio? Or no, I take it back, it was Virginia, were prevented from selling raw milk.
There are reasons to control raw milk sales. There are very good reasons to control raw milk sales.
Yeah, but these are people that had been previously certified
Hmm. Yeah,
to sell it.
right. And that I think is fine. I mean, if you're going to have inspectors in there
Yeah.
making sure that you're handling your milk right, and you want to sell raw milk, and people are willing to take that risk,
Yeah.
because there is a risk. Sure, why not?
So what they did is they pulled all the inspectors out and said, it's no longer certified.
Then yeah, that's
Yeah.
bullcrap. No,
But they were doing the same thing with their farm to market because they were saying it's organic, which it
Mhm.
really and truly is with Amish.
Yeah.
Because they don't use fertilizers,
They don't use synthetic fertilizers.
no synthetic fertilizers,
Because-
no.
Okay, so here's the thing with organic. Organic production uses pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, fertilizers, all of those things. And the only thing what it is that they are not supposed to use certain kinds of synthetics
Yeah.
for those. They use processed chemicals, all the buzzwords. They just don't talk about it
Yeah.
because they know people don't like those because they've been demonizing them for so long.
Well, what happened was they were trying to shut them down and shut down their highway side farm to markets.
Hmm.
Because there was very little government control, and Lord knows the government can't tolerate that.
Well, yeah, that, and they were quote unquote not able to collect the tax revenues.
Oh, knows.
Yeah.
And they approved ones that were in Democratic strongholds were getting outsold by the ones on the side of the road. And the ones on the side of the road had better produce.
So yes, pasteurized milk changes the flavor and the affect of the milk. It's a lot safer.
Yeah.
I am firmly in the belief that if you want to drink raw milk, you should be able to, but you also need to understand the risks from that. And frankly, I would not buy raw milk unless I was able to tour a milking parlor and see how they were handling
I've
it, because
seen where
I grew up.
Cow's tail goes.
Yeah.
Yep, I grew up with raw milk. We milked our own goats and we didn't pasteurize the milk. But I also know how we handled our milk.
Yep.
And I know, because I've been in the community for a long time, that not everybody is careful. So I'm with the people should be able to buy raw milk. However, there's a good reason that
When you die crapping your guts out, that's on you.
right. It's exactly it. It's you need to understand the risk because there's a risk, especially if you're feeding it to very small children. So,
Yeah.
but having raw milk available also allows you to make your own cheese and yogurts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it is the best stuff, but it's also risky. That's why it's one of the earliest things that got regulated. So that there's a balance there. I'm not a big one for government regulations in most things.
But I know when we went down to the farm, went down home, we were always drinking raw milk
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
we were going out at 5:30 in the morning to get it out of Bessie.
Yep.
Yeah, you were being careful of the cow's tail. Somebody selling it to strangers is
Yeah.
not necessarily as careful about the cow's tail as one might wish.
Well, and the thing is too, I mean, look at our production of food is happening so far away from the end user that that's an awful lot of time to try and keep the milk stable and safe.
Yeah.
So and I actually think we should go to a lot more of the shelf stable foods. I would love to see gamma radiation treatment come to the United States for treatment of foods on the regular.
No.
I know, radiation.
God,
But
that's a rat hole we do not need to go down.
Europe does it, and it means that you have a lot less spoiled food. I mean, it's really effective.
But you have never walked through a marketplace in Italy.
Mm. I have not, but I have a pretty good idea of what you're talking about.
I know Ian has.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, through marketplaces in Tangiers, for
Yeah,
God's sake.
same thing,
Spain.
where they're using swatters to keep the,
Who is it that tells the story about somebody was going to the market where they were stationed and they were buying meat from the display that didn't have flies all over it, and it was because it had been sprayed liberally with
Yeah,
insecticide.
Yes.
so they soaked it with
Yeah.
so keep the flies off.
yep. And the other requirement, especially in Italy, I know this for a fact because I've seen it, is they either have to keep the head on or they have to keep the feet on.
Because people got tired of eating cat when they were
Yeah.
buying rabbit.
Rabbits and cats' carcasses look very, very similar. I can attest from personal experience.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Tom says, go to the meat market in Nogales,
Nogales.
the same meat market in Nairobi. Yeah.
Not wrong.
I grew up raising a lot of our own food. We hunted, we fished, we gardened. And part of that was because my parents didn't have a lot of money. They were living on a Air Force sergeant's income with 3 children. But some of it was also just mom was really into the whole natural foods
Yeah.
thing. It was funny because I saw an article the other day that was lamenting the death of homesteading. And she's like, when I got into this in 2000 at the first wave of it, and I'm like, oh, honey.
Yeah.
You sweet summer child.
First wave of it would be 1939.
No, the first wave of it would be in the 1800s.
Actually, I think the first wave of it really goes back to UGG.
Because
Oh, the
as soon
bag.
as we had a city, we had people aching to leave the city and go back to the land.
Yeah.
Only the smart ones.
Well, the thing is, it's hard work.
Yeah.
It is very hard, and I am very amused because I'll occasionally see this on YouTube where there's a video will pop up in the algorithm that is, we must leave our homestead, and I'm like, kind of hard work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You had to kill creatures, didn't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And because if you're going to be self-sufficient, raising your own food is a full-time job, all of itself.
Arcade
Yep.
got it in one.
Yep. First wave of homesteading in the U.S. was a little place called Jamestown. Absolutely. And this is also where we get Jimson weed
Well-
from because they were so desperate.
Actually, Jamestown was the first one that succeeded.
Yes.
The first one was Roanoke, which they're
Did
still
not succeed.
arguing about.
Yeah. but Jimson weed from Jamestown, because they got so desperate that they were eating everything, including the toxic, and they knew this, and hallucinogenic datura plants.
Yeah.
Because they barely made it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's people are always like, "Oh, the good old days."
Yeah.
Good old days, my ass.
Well, and people don't understand, and I've heard this more than once, how my grandparents, and I'm an old fart, so my grandparents grew up in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Why they didn't get fat was because they worked.
all the
Farming burns calories.
Yeah, because they ate full meals
Mhm.
at breakfast and at dinner.
Yeah.
Supper was always the lightest meal.
Mhm.
And the women got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and started cooking breakfast.
Yeah, I shared one of my little cookbook memes that was talking about making homemade candies to give your children the energy that they needed. And the comments on it of, "Oh, horrors, you're feeding your children more sugar." And I'm like,
no, it's not sugar.
this book was written in 1940.
Yeah.
Those kids were not sitting at home in front of a television all day long,
Nope.
or video games, or not allowed to go outside because their parents were afraid
Or
of what was out there.
drinking fuck 11 Dr. Peppers.
they
before
were-
noon.
These
Yeah.
kids were running and playing and working from dawn till dusk.
Yeah.
And the sugar in those homemade candies, and the book goes on to talk about how they should be homemade because then they will be wholesome, unlike the candies that they might buy if they're out unsupervised. And I'm like, okay, now I kind of want to know what was in the candy in 1940, but
Cocaine.
Yeah.
probably. But
Well,
yeah.
and if you think about it, and I've heard from my mother and my father both, at age 5 or 6, they already had chores that included slopping hogs, taking care of the cows.
Not the hogs.
There's
Yeah.
a reason why you never hear farm children say, "I want to go back to farming."
Yeah.
There's a reason why none of us say that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, bug parts per million, Richard. That's just more protein.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Tom says, think about how many Englishmen starved to death before Jamestown worked.
Hmm.
Now, how many will die on Mars?
Yeah.
Because at least there was air and water in
Yeah.
Virginia. And that's a valid point.
It is a valid point. It's also what's probably going to keep us from going to Mars, because our culture is so risk averse. It's not even
Well,
funny.
you're-
That was one of the panels that I did this weekend.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I missed going to any panels that I wasn't on. So.
And we had 2 NASA guys on there.
Uh-huh.
Bart was on there. I was on there.
Well, we know how NASA feels about risk.
Well, these, Al is actually, I take it back. He's no longer with NASA. He's retired. But he worked on Gemini and on Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the one that did all the suit training for the astronauts
Yeah.
and helped design the suits.
Yeah.
So he was very much involved in the, not only mechanics, but
Mhm.
the actual interaction with the suits. Well, one of the things that we talked about is people are not going to be the first ones there.
No.
It's going to be robots,
Has to be.
because there has to be a build out done
Mm-hmm.
before humans ever show up.
Yep.
And it's going to have to use regolith or be dug in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be these beautiful domes that you see.
Because what are we making those out of? I mean, really.
Well,
Unicorn farts and pixie dust.
less that than it is the radiation issue,
Mm-hmm.
because neither the moon nor Mars has
Any kind of atmosphere.
any
that's
kind of
gonna protect.
atmosphere.
Right.
Or a magnetosphere that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Van Allen built.
So you're going to get flooded with radiation.
Right. So yeah, everything needs to be nice and deep and
Yeah.
under the earth and safe.
And, you know, the question is, where are you going to find water?
Mm-hmm.
And if you do find water, how are you going to process the water?
Yeah.
You know, that's a technology we do not currently have.
Yep.
So everybody's saying, "Oh, we'll be on Mars in 10 years."
No.
Something may be on Mars.
I'm sure Elon Musk would like to be.
Yeah.
Something may be on Mars.
Well, technically, we've already been on Mars if you count the rover.
Yeah.
And if
Curiosity.
you don't count the rover, then you aren't counting anything mechanical.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a while.
Yeah. Greg says, "Wonder why Elon was building so many robots." Yeah, think.
Yeah.
Why do you think you built a Cybertruck?
Yeah.
Johnny, there's radiation and then there's radiation.
Yeah. Yeah. Some radiation is good. All radiation is not necessarily good.
And it's a cumulative dosage
Yeah.
too. I mean, a few minutes is one thing. Your lifetime is a whole other thing.
Speaking as a redhead, not all radiation is good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have, I mean, that's a constant battle even now because I have no pigment in most of my skin. So spending time in sun, particularly the Texas sun, I need it on one hand because the human gets a lot from sunshine. But on the other hand, I can't do too much of it or I get crispy and pink.
Clankers of Mars.
Yes. No, we're going to be doing another robot one because we have a very special guest editor lined
Yes,
up
we
for
do.
it. So we're excited about that one.
And this editor picked the. We asked what this editor was fond of, and we said we'll do that, Anthony.
Yep.
Now, speaking of books, John Van Stry's latest one from
Raconteur Press.
Raconteur Press is out.
Lock and Load.
Doing well.
And
Needs to do better.
that is John was asking for reviews because there were only 30 when he asked for reviews. But that Lock and Load is the third book in the trilogy Valley of Fire, which is itself a spin-off of his Wolfhounds universe.
Which may not end up
So-
being a trilogy, by the way. We were talking.
Of course.
I am fine with this.
If enough books are sold, John will give us another series.
Yep. And I know I'm working on a couple of books that'll be coming out soon. I'm trying to remember what we've got up for pre-order. Nick Nethery's Peace Child, which is a historical fantasy. That one is up for pre-order. And Shane
It's a really
Grease.
good book.
Yeah, it's a really good book. Shane Grease's Battle Drills, which is military science fiction, did that drop live or is it still up for pre-order? I don't
Live version
remember.
Member X. We don't know.
Yeah.
We're too tired.
It's available on Amazon, one way
Yeah.
or the other. And the most recent boys book was, well, I know I'm working on a Wobble Gong and His Boy.
Boy Against the Boxers.
Boy Against the Boxers was
Thank
our
you.
last
Yeah.
release.
Somebody here still has a brain. Because I don't.
Somebody here is one of the primary editors for the boys book, so I can look at her when I get stuck. So yeah, no, it's been a busy month as it always is for us.
Pam Uphoff just released Ruin and Redemption.
It's a collection of short stories from her spin-off series. So it's the Chronicles of the Fall.
Yeah. She's written a lot of books in those series.
She has.
And they are good.
She has.
If you would like to read a professionally impressive story,
On March 3rd.
yes. Monster Hunter Files 2. Nick Nether and Spearman Burke were complimented by Larry Correa, who said that they were professionally impressive.
Yeah.
You should probably buy that book.
There are stories by Law Dog, the
Yeah.
gentleman on my left here, and by Spearman Burke and Nick Nethery in the Monster Hunter Files book, which is an anthology. And of course, there's one by Larry Correa and several other authors who do write well.
At least 2 Koreas.
So there's
Yeah,
lots
Hinckley's
of.
got one in
Oh,
there too.
Hinckley's got
Yeah.
one.
2
Awesome.
Koreas.
Yeah. So there's lots of good reasons to grab that book when it drops on March 3rd.
Yep.
So
It's there's at least one story that's vampires versus high explosives.
And our friend Alma has one that is getting closer to coming to print.
yes, I saw her call for
Yeah.
readers on that one. So looking forward to that
Is this
always.
starting her second 100 or third 100 series?
Second, I think.
Okay.
This is
Good
one
job.
of her familiar
Yeah,
generations.
it's a familiar
books. So
generation,
it's in
so-
an existing series that she's actually getting ready to wrap up. She's bringing the familiar series to a close.
She's been saying that for years.
I know, but she's got like a 2-book plan now.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
Two
Turning
with
into
a
3 books.
zero on the end of it. Yeah.
3 books.
so, and I am releasing at the end of the week my final book in a trilogy. Really,
It's a how many book trilogy?
there actually won't be. It'll be the trilogy for the Tanager. So this will be Tanager's Fleet.
Okay.
And then there will be other stories following one of the crew members of the Tanager as she goes off on her own. So it's a trilogy, but it's in a bigger series. So,
So
yeah,
it's really not a trilogy.
no, because the trilogy is a very tight third-person
Yeah.
viewpoint with one character, and we're going to depart from that. So he gets to have his own trilogy.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
So it's going to be a 18-book series with 6 trilogies.
Hey,
It's not really a series. It's a same universe.
it's a
Different
world.
timeline.
It's a whole universe world
Cedar,
thing.
book 18 in Cedar's upcoming trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that with the Pixie Noir trilogy. I made it a trilogy. I kept it a trilogy. Now I am going to come back and write some more books about
Yeah.
those characters and their children.
Hey, we got to poke fun at
See,
you.
Jesse's got it. Trilogies in a larger world are a good thing. Multiple entry points.
Yes.
That's it right there.
Nice save, Jesse.
Well, it's like if there's a series and there's 42 books in the series, it's a little daunting to be like, all right, I'm going to pick up book 1 and see how far I get into this.
This is a big trilogy.
Right. So sometimes, and especially if you start that series at the beginning of your career, book 1 might not be the best entry point because you were a little rough there.
Well, Pam's got, I think, 53 in her one series.
Tom, and if we can't get multiple entry points, breach the wall.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. And Jerry Boyd's trilogy turned into something more than that.
I don't remember how many he did before he passed, like 30,
23 or
23 or 30, something
No,
like
it's
that.
more than that. I want to say he's up over 40.
No, I don't think so.
So yeah, it's a
Four
It's a-
Horsemen, yeah,
yeah.
100. And,
it can be a daunting thing. So my idea is to break it up, and I can have characters reappear in somebody else's story as a
Yeah.
side character or background character, which makes the readers happy because then they can see what's going on with the character they really liked. Yeah, Mom's pointing out you really need to start Pam's books at the beginning or you won't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That makes it very hard to Jerry Boyd made it to 52 books in the Bob and Nikki series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I must have missed the last 25.
Well, the way you've been misremembering books means you can read them all over again for the first time, second time around.
Yeah,
For the
Richard.
first time again.
Four Horsemen universe has 125 or 127 books in it.
Yeah, see, that's a lot.
Sod that for Game of Soldiers.
So my idea is that if I break it into chunks, I
Yeah.
give people places to start and finish. And if they really like the characters, they'll reappear.
Well,
So-
John did that with his Phelan series. I think there were 18 books in that one.
Yeah.
So it's, it's an option, folks.
Mhm.
There's no right or wrong answer to this. There's no right or wrong way to do it. This is what we try to tell people.
Yep.
And what we kept bringing up this weekend. There is no such thing as a wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
As far as writing.
Right.
Unless you get run out of time on rails covered in tar and feathers.
Don't write Empress Teresa.
Now there are times where the way the person is writing may not be what most people are used to or be willing to accept.
Mm-hmm. Well, so not every book, not every series is going to fit every reader.
Right.
I mean, I I have had reviews where the reader was just like, I don't like this. It's not my cup of tea. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I would rather you
Good.
found that out and moved on to other books that you like than go through the whole oeuvre of what I've written, leaving
Yeah.
a bad review on every book. Please
Yeah.
don't do that. And so, there's, I'm not going to say that every book will have an audience because, well, not every book has an audience.
Yeah.
But if you write a decent story, it will find an audience. It just might take you a little while. Well, Jerry Boyd was a dedicated writer. He
Yeah.
was definitely a man that got up every morning, put his butt in front of the keyboard, and wrote.
Yeah.
He also was writing fairly short novels. So his
40 to
novels,
50,000.
40 to 50,000 words. And I know from personal experience, I can reliably do 4,000 words in a day. And even if I take the weekends off, 4 to 6 weeks to put out a novel is quite possible.
Yeah.
Please don't expect that level of production from me.
Not damn sure not from me.
Because
Speaking of which, what are you working on, Jim?
Still working on the next Rim World.
Okay, when is next Western due out?
Next Western hopefully will be out by Christmas.
all right.
Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a Western. It should be out by the 4th of July.
Read between the lines.
Oh,
The problem is, and what Sanford says is valid. There are people who will read one genre and not read another,
Oh yeah.
which is a mistake.
which is why
Well,
I've gone back and I'm writing in the 1870s to get those readers back who like the Gray Man series,
mhm.
but don't read science fiction.
Yeah. And I was going to say, reading in one genre is a mistake. If you are a writer, you should be reading broadly across genres. If you are a reader and you really, really enjoy that and you're not a writer, then yeah, if you only like the Westerns, read the Westerns. Although I may have to talk a certain publisher into publishing Westerns because there's seems to be a hunger for them and not enough publishers picking them up. So
Well, I've been told that Westerns are a dying genre, and everybody knows how I feel about being told stuff.
Yeah.
Because as we learned from the No Shit panel, I can be a little ironist.
Then why is Louis L'Amour still one of the top selling authors?
well, because he's fantastic, first of all.
Because the people that study these things are fucking morons.
Yeah.
Yes. And because people actually do like Westerns and they do read them.
Yeah.
They
and,
just buy them at secondhand stores for 25 cents a book.
Yeah.
it's actually gotten difficult to find Louis L'Amour's. And like if I go for a while there, I was buying Louis L'Amour's in paperback because Sanford would go to work with a Louis L'Amour paperback stuck in his pocket. And then I introduced him to reading ebooks on his phone, and we haven't looked back since.
Yeah.
But so I was collecting all of the Louis L'Amour paperbacks, and it's actually surprisingly difficult to find them in used bookstores and yard sales and stuff because they either get read to pieces or people just don't let go of their collections.
Try to find Zane Grey's.
Zane Grey's were a little easier, actually.
Yeah.
But Zane Grey wasn't as popular
Yeah.
as Louis L'Amour.
Zane Grey
So-
and Max Brand, though they might have been better technically,
Yeah.
that's debatable. We're never
I would
popular.
definitely debate the Max Brown thing, but okay.
We're definitely not as popular as Louis L'Amour.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that they're from the pre-30s era. And there was a definite sea change in writing between somewhere in the 30s and the 50s.
Yeah, there's a literary style change. So Zane Grey wrote Western romances when romance didn't exactly mean what it means
Yeah.
now. And then so you do see that stylistic shift from Zane Grey to Louis L'Amour. But the Louis L'Amours are classic pulp adventure
Mhm.
books.
Yeah.
They're short novels, lots of action, stuff happens, great characters.
Good guys win, bad guys lose.
Yeah.
Good guys ride off to the sunset.
And
And
It's
you can
very-
tell
it's
who the
very
good guys
formulaic.
are.
and these days, almost all of the Western novels out there are independently published because I don't think there are any traditional publishers that are doing classic style Westerns. It's what my husband calls romances with cowboy hats.
Let's get the boys' book started first.
Oh no, we're doing this is not adding anything extra. This is just me saying I want to eventually see this because we've talked about the fact that we don't want to get locked into just fantasy and science fiction.
Once everybody's copying us on the
Yeah.
boys' books, like they did with the anthologies,
Yeah.
could have mentioned the founder of the beast there, guys.
Tony Hillerman and his daughter are not classic Westerns. Those are mysteries. In a Western setting.
Yeah.
They're urban mysteries. Once we get the boys' books, or everybody else is doing boys' books, we'll start cowboy books.
Ben English has got a pure Western out called Sisterios.
Once everybody's jumped on the
Just
boys' books bandwagon.
Let me finish. Ben writes he's a Texas boy.
Mm-hmm.
He writes in a number of different genres,
Mm-hmm.
but he put out a true historical Western called Sisterios that takes place in Texas and in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's a very good read. Well worth the time to go find it.
One of the things that we talked about this weekend, because I was talking to Nick and Mike about the Western thing, and Mike was like, I don't know that I would have the chops. He actually specifically mentioned you because he's like, I don't know if I could write a Western that would be historically accurate enough that Jim Curtis could read it and not yell at me.
Sorry.
So, and Richard Brand just said it, Aliens versus Cowboys, which is, he's like, but I could do the Space Cowboys thing as a novel.
I can do Weird West.
The Weird West, Space
Yep.
Cowboys, I mean, those, you can definitely do that and still have the feel of the classic Western adventure.
Or you
So-
can write a classic Western, and instead of saying my Smith & Wesson Model 3 32 caliber pistol with the metallic cartridges, just say, I pulled my Remington or I pulled my Colt. Just skip all the gun geek details.
You need some.
And Sanford brings up a good point.
Mm-hmm.
There is a level of accuracy expected with some people when they're writing. Me in being one of those.
Yeah.
That's because you still have dumpster trauma.
Sorry. I set out purposely to write stuff that was actually correct,
And you have dumpster trauma.
and I'm still trying to do that. But there comes a point when too much detail is too much.
Yeah.
And I don't write info dumps. I never have. That's why even the stuff about the Remington pistols in the 1870s series is correct, but it's nowhere near as detailed as it could have been.
Yeah.
It could have literally been 3 or 4 pages just on the pistol itself.
I liked, my son was explaining something to me about video games, and the opposite of an info dump is what my son calls lore drip.
Yeah.
You just drip it into the story as you go along. And so you find out the lore, but you aren't like swamped with it all at once. And I like that concept of that just a little bit of information here and there starts to flesh out and build the whole picture.
But it also depends on the time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that a lot of people forget, because they assume that the Colt 45 was there in the early 1870s,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't.
Mm-mm.
Oh, a lot of people actually assume metallic cartridge pistols in 1840s.
Oh,
And it wasn't.
mm-mm.
Uh,
Even I know that.
there is a Louis L'Amour book. And it's The First Fast Draw is the name of it.
Yep, Colin Baker.
Yeah.
Colin Baker.
Yeah.
And the pistols in it are not
Correct.
correct.
Nope,
Yeah.
not in the least.
Uh,
Doesn't mean I don't enjoy the book at all.
but the pistols aren't anywhere near, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's a story. It's not a history. It's not a technical manual.
Well, I mean, this is my thing, and this tends to be my thing more for alternate history
Yeah.
than anything else, because if you get so caught up in counting all the rivets, you get in the way of telling the story.
Yeah.
And you need to have the action, the adventure, the characterization, and some of the technical details enough that it lends for similitude.
Right.
Yeah.
But by the same token, you don't want it to go
Wildly off.
wildly off into
Mm-mm.
an info dump, because then there are going to be a total of 5 people that read the entire book.
Or if you're David Weber, there'll be people writing pizza stories about you.
True.
You
And on
can
that
only
note,
get away with it if you're David Weber.
and on that note, folks, we've wasted over an hour of your time, and we apologize for that. Last but not least, quarterly dinner, April the 18th, up here in Iowa Park, Sammy Social Center. We'll get the word out to folks on that.
Yep. I will have a sign up sheet for the potluck, and it won't just be for food. So
Yeah.
whatever you can bring, it doesn't have to be food if you're coming in from a distance or if you aren't inclined to cook.
Yeah, Tom Clancy was big on Technobabble.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Clancy was being fed stuff, and he was just shoving it in the book.
Mhm.
I'm not going to go any further than that.
Mhm.
So remember, don't sweat petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. And we'll see you on Thursday. Hopefully feeling better. And hopefully with weather that makes some kind of friggin' sense.
Good luck with that.
20s to friggin' 80s. Really?
I got radishes and carrots coming up already.
Yeah.